Hi guys, this is another quick one, and I'm sorry. I've been sick and I got a cold. I've made it all winter and I've got a cold this week. I'm getting over it. I'm feeling better, but it's just one of those things. So we have Trey Smith's video that came out a couple months ago about the two presidents' prophecy with chemical mint, and God has told me that whether or not, however you want to phrase that, Trump comes back, it's not going to change what he's going to do. And I got some more insight on that tonight. And it's time for God's people to discover their power in prayer, because we're standing at a crossroads here of we can do this the hard way or we can do this the easy way. And by that, I mean, if we hit our knees or we fall on our faces and pray, if we humble ourselves and pray, God will heal our land. And if we do this, then we don't have to do this the hard way. And there may be a transition of power. We may end up with two presidents, one in the White House and one that's the legal president. And if that happens, then there's two paths. And I'm sure that all of you can figure out how that might look, especially since we're not buying the line of crap that the left is selling. And what we are buying is ammo. And none of us really want to go down that path. But we have an opportunity to pray now that what is best for America, which may be judgment, and that if we humble ourselves now and pray, that this goes over smoothly and we have a learning opportunity and not a stiff, hard correction. So I just wanted to get this out to you guys. Please pray about it. I'm always really excited when God reveals these things to me. Often I'm writing something else down and the light bulb clicks on. It's like, oh, that's what God means. Because he gives me just enough information that when it marinates for a while, I see the paths that are before us. And yeah, we do have choices about this. And some people that are a bit more experienced than I am, like Mary Lou and Dr. Lake, they see a lot of hope in the coming situations. And while that's great, I'm seeing an opportunity here for God's people to learn to pray, and that we have an opportunity not to just be floaters, but to exercise our faith, build our armor, and, build up our shield of faith arm, and start exercising our sword of the Spirit and working with having the armor that you've built through walking Torah. And if you haven't got it there yet, consider it. And we can pray this out and see the change happen. And I think that's very important for where we are as a people and in today's instant culture. I am going to cut this off pretty short again, and I'm sorry about all the short videos. I know some people really like long videos, and my internet signal has just not been up to it, and right now, physically, I'm not up to it. So while this is a serious subject, I'm just excited that we have an opportunity to build faith and build faith in God and have other people join us on this journey, because we don't get those moments very often where things are so clear and people have an opportunity to wake up. So much love and many blessings to all of you out there. Please keep my family in your prayers. We've just kind of had a rough week with me being sick and my husband working a lot of hours, and there's always a lot of work on the farm. Well, we're building it. There's not much of a farm here yet. And my birds, my chicks got sick. I've got just under 50 chicks, and we lost a couple. Most of them are healthy now, and I had twin goats born last night. One is now in the house being bottle fed. I was up with it last night, and I have passed it off to one of my children tonight, my 15-year-old son that's in agriculture and learning about farming. So he's getting a direct lesson tonight about what it is to be up every few hours checking on a newborn. So just keep us in your prayers. And, there's just a lot going on, and a lot of great things and a lot of really hard things going on personally in our lives. So, one more quick story before I shut you guys off. My dog, Zeke, he was born in October, so he's, still a young pup, but he is probably 100 pounds, and he's a big ball of intelligent fluff. Well, he knows how to open and shut the front door, and unless you tell him to shut the front door, he doesn't do that. And while I was gone today with the baby goat, I took it over to my mom's house, he let the chickens in the house today. And because the chicks had to be on the front porch when they were sick in their little hutch, and he let them in the house today. And there was a big, huge mess when I came in, and he was sitting in the door barking like, "Hey, I'm glad you're home." And I'm like, "You're wet, you're muddy." And the chicks had come in the house and had pooped all over the place, and we have a lot of carpeting. And it was just one more mess to clean up. So, it's pretty funny now. And I keep working with him on shutting the door when he comes through it, even when he's in trouble. So I made him open the door, and then I made him shut the door, and then I opened it again and shut him out. And the really funny thing is, I had locked that front door, and we've got an automatic keypad on there. And I had double checked to make sure it was locked. I had tried to open it. And somehow he hit it enough times that it opened, and he managed to unlock it. And he's also goobered up the latch on the door handle, where sometimes I can get it to lock and sometimes I can't. And also, you have to imagine that it's been raining here in Missouri most of this past week, so it's really damp and humid. And so everything was kind of damp and humid, including the dog and the chickens and the chicken poop that was in her carpet. So it was just a very big mess to come home to with the baby goat in my arms, because he had to come with me on the trip today. And then getting the kids home and having to get the kids rounded up to get everything cleaned up before Dad got home. Because, my husband is learning to be a farmer. He's not grown up with animals. And it was just a really big mess. So, my kids haven't learned enough stick-to-itiveness that you have to stick through a job sometimes until the whole job is done, and not just what you think your small part in it is, but the entire job. And, I can only do so much. And my kids are very capable, but they don't want to be all the time. And it's very frustrating because they wander off a lot and take a lot of breaks. And it's very difficult for me to keep track of who's done what and who hasn't done anything. And trying to keep them all on a path to getting stuff done. So definitely keep us in your prayers. And yes, I got the mess cleaned up and the carpet shampooed and the floor mopped. And I'm a bit worn out, and I've been sick all week with bronchitis. So I am getting better a lot faster. I have been feeling so much better. We started a new regimen on some medications that include prescription probiotics. That's working with my body to actually make it function. And so even though I've been sick, I've gotten a lot done, and my body's rebounding so much faster. So that's been some really great news this week. Just really great news. I believe God's working on healing me completely. And it's going to be a long road. That's just how it is with me and him. And I'm a bit nervous about it because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. And I'm not always the most graceful person when I'm in a hard spot, because when I'm peaceful, I'm extremely peaceful and patient. And when all of that runs out, it gets kind of bad. But, sometimes the kids need the grace and the patience, and sometimes they need the whip in the chair. And I hate the whip in the chair moments, but don't we all hate those moments in the forge with our Father? So, much love and many blessings to all out there. Keep us in your prayers, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.